up with another episode of KOPI Talk. Episode number 7, man. I didn't expect that I reached episode 7, man. And if you look today, you guys need to actually go and visit the YouTube channel because you can't really see shit unless you go on the YouTube channel. Right, there's a bunch of really expensive camera equipment sitting right in front of me, and there's someone been bugging me to buy a certain sort of lens. Sigma 1.8 something like that. And then I just bought my damn camera, and then it's already 2,000 bucks down the drain, plus another lens which is about 3,000 ringgit. And then here's him tempting me, being the devil. Like, you know, if Jesus went to the desert for like 40 days, and then the devil like follows him and tells him like, oh, you should do this. He's essentially that. Alright, enough of this dumb talk. Let me just introduce you to my friend Navin Butt. Alright, he's originally from 10B and he went to KL and now he's like back after his studies. Alright, so Navin, can you like introduce yourself to the people listening to our podcast today?
Okay, so I met Jason a few years ago.
Right.
Where?
In the supplement store, I think so. That time you had like that long hair.
See, so I was a jungle boy many years ago. You see, but now I've established myself as the real jungle boy.
Okay, elaborate jungle boy, man, because people won't know what jungle boy, bro.
Okay, so like basically, nature, right? So nature has been my escape, like throughout many years. I love pets, right? And I love everything that has. Everything that is green weed involving as well.
But dogs aren't green.
No man, dogs and cats are all part of nature, you know. And I love animals so much, you see. So I mean, like for me, my escape has been video and photo, and also nature. All right, and like most importantly, is that like in the end of the day, if you feel better about yourself and if you're not doing anything wrong. And this is basically like productive work, right?
Right.
You're basically like getting better, and you know, yeah, and that's all.
Yeah. So we got this. So the reason why I want to brought Navin on board is because look, one thing that united us was actually filmmaking, and I feel so passionate about filmmaking, thanks to my friend Kevin. Right, I forgot your last name. Okay, so Kevin is basically from 10B as well. If you Ipoh is the international school, and he went to actually chase after his dream of being a filmmaker by actually going to study filmmaking or something along the lines in Chicago, right? And I remember this line that he basically told me. It's like, filmmaking allows you to be anything you want to be.
You can express
your emotions, but essentially like, you can live out your wildest imaginations in filmmaking.
Everything.
Right? Yeah, you want to become a space pirate / astronaut / gay bartender, you can be, right? So essentially speaking, like, okay, let's say we do something more realistic. Like if you want to be a doctor, like you're doing a short film about a doctor, or a documentary about a doctor, or you have your character plays a part of a doctor, you definitely need to do your research on being a doctor.
Of course. Yeah.
Right, in any aspect, even though if you're the producer or the script writer or the actor, you need to have those things on board, right? Isn't it not?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
So work with this, and that led me on later on to actually like be a lot more involved in making these short films. Because why? I think so. Like for our generation, I think so. The biggest inspiration would be the old guards. You know, beginning with the YouTubers. I mean, I'm talking about. Yeah. I think so. It started maybe with Wong Fu Productions first. Those are the initial ones, right?
Many years ago, yeah.
Yeah, that was like 8-10 years ago, man. Man, we're getting old. Yeah, 8-10 years ago, like Wong Fu Productions.
Please don't tell me about it, bro. Huh?
Yeah, man. Like Wong Fu Productions first, then like in Malaysia is Genie Boy. I think so. He's the one that actually really started that.
Man, his short films are just amazing.
Man. I remember the first one I watched was Unfold. Unfold. I know that's like that's the first time I saw bubble tea also to begin with. Also like that was like chat time back then, right? And then like what you call this? It later on like then I think so later on it snowballed, like other people get on board, like the Ming brothers, the what you call this, the Danku Productions and all. A lot. And it's amazing to see how much the industry has grown in the beginning, like since when in the inception, basically like maybe 8-10 years ago to what it is right now. So even this podcast actually is been inspired by Genie Boy and the Ming Ting. They have their own podcast on Spotify. Shout out the Takeaway Table and Mamak Sessions. Those are really two awesome podcasts to actually listen to, right? So yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it's okay, man.
I am just so proud and happy to be here, right? Like watching Jason grow, like to the guy who's just organizing everything. It's just amazing, bro. The guy who used to work in a supplement store into this guy, man. That's just,
Oh, you're being too nice, man.
it's fucking
Right,
it's
right.
just fucking amazing. Man.
Like I think so. Important takeaway here is like I think so like being someone that I even talk about this topic so many times in other podcasts, which he actually listened to the past 6 podcasts. Thank you for being a loyal listener. So those guys that are listening to this podcast, you want to be on my podcast, do shoot me a DM. Aside from that, alright, I really think so that both of us share this calling in life whereby we want to do something different than the norm.
Of
And as a result, it's a really hard start because
You see,
Yeah.
for me, I feel that the industry here, it is actually getting very like competitive,
Mhm.
and to actually be the best, it's very difficult. Like, but to survive, it is easy, So for me, as a content creator, I have to always brainstorm every single day, right? And that is the reason why I do not have a social life. I've dedicated my entire life, like to this, and yes, sometimes it does get lonely, but in the end of the day, I am happy, right?
Mhm.
And happiness is the key to success.
Essentially speaking, like Navin, it's like it's not to say that we don't have social life, but I think we're more selective with who we
Yeah,
socialize
exactly,
with,
exactly.
right? Because not everyone will catch what we do, isn't it? So there's like a huge like this thing going on here, whereby people will basically criticize you, especially if they don't understand what you're trying to get into.
And like being in Malaysia is probably the most difficult thing, right? Because like it's a very like conservative country,
Mm-hmm.
and like when I post something, I look at it like 25 times, 25 to 30 times. Okay?
I know that feeling, man.
Alright, because I'm just so afraid if I upset anyone, right? And for me in this industry, I do not want to upset anyone, right? I'm trying to be as low profile as I can, right, and not cause any drama, right? Because for me, like all these years, all I see around me is just drama, right? On YouTube, and the things around me, and drama. And drama destroys you, when you get involved in it. So that is why I have actually removed a lot of toxic people in my life,
Mm.
who has actually not support me in like whatever I've actually been doing
Right.
until now.
That's I think so. It's not just about in general when we grow up. I realize that our social circles get smaller,
Of course.
and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing
We are
because
selective.
I mean, like let's define the word friend, right? When you define the word friend, what is a friend actually? What when you, in your mind, what do you think a friend is?
For me, the thing is, a friend, he would die for you or she,
Mm.
because like friends, friends in my life, right? They come and go, right? And I'm so used to that, right? And that is why my love for animals is just so great because they're always there for me, and especially dogs, dogs they're so loyal, right? And I lost one of my dogs in February.
Oh man, that sucks, bro.
And
Oh.
I mean, like for me, I don't have the right to actually express my emotions because it's actually my sister's dog,
Mm.
right? And she loved her like a kid, and watching them just bond, it just broke my heart, right?
Yeah, man.
And that is why I actually got into reptiles, right? Why? Because reptiles, they don't really have emotions, they So if you lose them, you don't really feel like the pain like compared to having a dog, because the dog is always there for you, man. The dog is always loyal to you,
Right. We basically we're getting back to our main topic. Like when you said survival in like filmmaking or like in the industry.
Yeah.
I don't know how do you survive. Let's say like for me, I get jobs in terms of like at least this is Ipoh. Alright, Ipoh wise, I work as a personal trainer. I don't make my bread and butter from basically this filmmaking. Whatever I earn from this is a a bonus for me.
He's trying.
It's hard, because in Ipoh it's like if you want to fork out that money, and it's like for instance, if I were to charge 1,500 for making a video,
No way.
it's really difficult. Like what kind of video I'm talking about? I'm
No way.
talking about, let's say, like an advertisement. People are going to be like, oh my god, that's too expensive.
Fucking cheapskates.
Yeah, in KL, they have their spending power over there. Not saying Ipoh that doesn't have this kind of crowd, but it's you need to have the right connections, to get this kind of business. So like I think so the number one thing that people do in Ipoh is like wedding videography. That's why I see a lot of wedding videographies.
Fucking
around.
Canon,
Yeah, man. So a lot of wedding videographies and photographies, so that's how they kind of like earn their money away. But a good chunk of them that I know, like freelancers, like I would consider myself a freelancer with a company, they do a lot of these wedding jobs.
It's because they pay the most.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're willing to fork out, like. When you have marriage, sometimes people don't really think about about the money
because they want the best content.
Yeah, it's like one of the lifetime kind of thing. So they're willing to spend that money. Whereas when it's advertisements for a certain product, like let's say I'm going to promote this lens over here. Let's say I pay 1,500 ringgit for this advertisement. Am I going to get a return on investment?
Hey, I've spent almost about 6K, 7K on everything that I've
Like what you mean?
Like my camera here, the lens itself, it costs more than the camera.
We're getting off tangent, man. I mean, like what I actually meant was is that okay, the 1,500 was on marketing, but I think so. You told me before that you spend a lot on this like Facebook, Instagram ads or this.
Okay,
maybe you can talk about that, man.
Okay, so basically, this is the truth, right? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Okay. So when I was in this industry, right? Of course, everyone grows, right? But do you grow organically or do you grow, shade? So for me, yes, I did buy my followers, I did buy my views, I did buy my likes. How did that happen? Okay, so my sister and I, we were going to a mall. Okay, so I just posted a picture. Okay, so I was next to her, and then I was like, shit, man, why is my views so little? Why is my likes so little? Shit. And then after that, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just call my guy. Let me just get it sorted. Done. Finish. Then my sister, she's next to me and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you lying to yourself?
Right.
So I went back, right? And I just sat on my bed and I was like, fuck. I've lied to myself for almost a year, right? And yes, I am in the wrong, but there are also reasons why I've actually done it. Number one is it is the competition, right? And number two is the biggest insecurity when your post does not get appreciated,
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. So like I've come to peace with that thing because okay, the truth is that look, Instagram is also it's not free. Yeah. It's a way for people to make income. Like, if you have a lot of followers in most times, especially if they're organic ones, would equate to money. So if you don't spend money and you're trying to grow on Instagram, it's not impossible, but it's I would say a bit more harder.
A lot of hard work.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. Like like if you don't have a pretty face, like me and him, we don't have like
fucking money maker.
right. So like, right, work on this. I mean, if you don't have that like 6-pack and stuff and all this, like for instance, like myself, I'm transitioning content. Like I used to be like go like hardcore into bodybuilding and post like my pictures in my underwear and like me and my 6-packs and stuff. So like I noticed that the moment that I changed to like posting more like this kind of podcasting / more like filmmaking stuff, yeah, my amount of likes and my amount of followers have like seen a good steady decline, right? And to me, I've come to peace with that because I'm doing this essentially, not to say that I wouldn't like more followers or likes, but I don't want to be put in that place whereby my Instagram defines me. No, I am who I am. And I regardless whether you like my shit or not, it doesn't matter. Whether there's like 100 people following this podcast, like this podcast for instance, it's not like a very famous podcast at the moment or whatever, and it doesn't bother me because it's something that I enjoy doing, and I get to basically spend time with my buddies, and I get to know them and on a deeper level, because the whole idea of Kopi Talk to begin with, Naveen, have you ever like gone into like a kopitiam with your friends and you have like conversations until 3 a.m. in the morning, man?
Oh yeah.
And it's like deep conversations
that involves a lot of alcohol in it.
Yeah, well, but you can technically drink beer in those kopitiams until 3 a.m. I think so. I mean, if they're open until that late lah. Fable, that's one of those places.
Ipoh only, yeah.
Yeah. So like, hey, really? You get to drink like beer at kopitiams until like very late?
you see, bro, Ipoh, right? Okay, if you are a regular customer, they won't say anything. You see, but in KL, business is business. You see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, there's this like, I said, like, we are essentially tapao when you're listening to this podcast, you are like tapaoing the experience of these conversations in Spotify and whatever it is lah. And I know that's why I'm doing this. And when Navin now, I think so, he's come to grasp with what he's doing right now is he doesn't want to do it for people, he wants to do it for himself. And if people follow your shit or like your shit,
it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, what is shameful is that it took fucking 2 years, man. Like 2 years to get here.
Right.
Alright, so like many people, like they told me that, hey, you need to change your shit, you need to post happier stuff. And for me, right, in the end of the day, it is my content.
Right.
It is my content, and every photo that I post, right, it comes from my life experience. Okay, and yes, my job is to make stories. So and I like many years, I think about like 1 year or like 2 years ago. Okay, I used to do this thing where I used to like find people, like how he's actually doing.
Right.
So I find people and I listen to them, So basically I'm like a counselor. Okay. So I sit down, right, and I have my fucking like pen and paper, right, and I just sit down and I just hear them talk, right. So sometimes it's happy, sometimes it's sad, right. So so I just sit down and I just listen.
So it's like being like a therapist or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. So it was like a 2-in-1, right. So I wrote, and then after that, I kind of like made a draft of stories, and I would be like, "Are you okay with this being like released, like to social media?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine. So I did that for a while,
Right.
And why did I stop is because I wasn't really progressing. And obviously everyone has to like they have to like evolve, So that is why I said, I need to focus on my projects now. I have done that, yes, right, because I am a huge believer of karma, right. I want to help people as much as I can, but now I want to focus on me. So that is what I'm doing. And yes, there is a project, like it is coming soon.
Yeah.
I can't really reveal what it is, but
You mean your own personal project or
yes,
our project?
Our project is number 1.
Yes.
But my personal one is on the way.
We are teasing it right now. Me and him, we are collaborating and we're doing this project. We're going to entitle it Project Run first. Alright, if you guys have seen my stories, you'll probably see like the storyboard being drawn and stuff and all that. Location scouting and stuff. And what I call this, it's going to be a very, I think it's one of our biggest projects together. I think so.
If you have watched Abuse in Isolation, this would probably be something in relation to that. Psychological.
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm a crazy person, alright? I'm not normal, okay?
And I'm alone with him in the room, I better wash my ass.
So the thing is, back in high school, right? I used to be bullied, right? Mentally, right?
Yep.
And it kind of fucked with me.
Right.
So when I moved to KL, I have always been an Ipoh boy, right? So when I moved to KL, I had a culture shock. So everything was new, fashion, and like people were just different, and number one, right, is that like everyone used to show off, right, in terms of their car, and like their bags and their shoes, and I wore my fucking slippers to I wore slippers to my first day of college,
right,
and everyone just looked at me and they were like, "What the fuck is?"
It's
wrong
like
with this guy?
they're very materialistic, is it?
Exactly.
Alright.
And I was like, oh fuck, man! I basically just jumped into a fire,
Right.
So that basically made me conform, right? So I conformed to my surroundings, and I changed. I changed my my dressing, my style, the way I talk, the way I speak.
Right.
The way I talk and speak shit.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's okay.
So, I basically changed myself, right? And I wasn't happy, right? Basically, every single day, waking up, right, in the morning, I just hated it, because I had to fake myself. Fake myself. And then, after some time, as they say, the more you, like, what is the saying?
Fake it till you make it, or what?
Yeah, fake it till you make it, right? So for me, I was basically against that.
Right.
I was like, nah, I want to be as real as I can.
Mm-hmm.
That is why I started like pouring my emotions on my Instagram through pictures, because basically, like writing about my photos was my escape, right? And everyone has their escape, right? So that was number one, right? And then that is how Jungle Boy came along, right? So everyone used to call me, hey, Jungle Boy, Jungle Boy, Jungle Boy. Why? Because every single day I used to hike up, right? I used to hike up and I used to just enjoy being there,
Right.
Because I could scream, shout, laugh, and basically like do anything without getting judged, right? And that is the best. It is the best feeling, because,
Right.
you basically reveal everything, in nature.
Yeah, I mean, that's your escape in a sense,
Yeah,
you know. So like one thing about me is that I learned over the years. I mean, I was that kind of guy that used to like go out in slippers and stuff. I mean, I never went to college, so I don't know the whole dynamic over there. What people have power play or whatever.
Yet he's having all this.
No, because like for me it's like this, you must understand two things, like having nice clothes, dressing well, and having a certain style is not wrong, right? It's pretty much like I realize that I feel more confident when I comb my like for me, if people that know me knows that I'm rarely without any gel or hair gel, or like my hair is completely combed aside. And I've learned to dress a lot better. Like I get tailor made clothes. I get like what I call this, basically I watch what I wear a lot more. So it gives me that confidence, to go through my day, and it really makes a difference in my life. So if you're doing that, it's totally fine. But if let's say you want to wear slippers, you want to walk around a very simple man, it's okay. At the end of the day, if you look at the grand scheme of things, are you happy with yourself? That's the most important thing. Like I'm not against like plastic surgery, like per se, also like example.
All I can say is that I am a true Ipoh Malian.
We are Ipoh Mali, okay. So anyways, like, we're going to go back to, and I think so we'll be like going off tangent again and again and again. Like, we have to talk about filmmaking, man. We have to talk about filmmaking. All right, let's throw in some questions about I have like for filmmaking, like
Hit me.
people have no idea, like okay. If you're gonna ever hire me for a video, you must understand that you're doing these things. Alright, what goes into the cost of making a short film? First thing first, you must know that there are many roles like in a short film. Alright, like if you want to make a film in general, there is the director, there's the director of photography, there's the cinematographer, that's the guy that basically operates the camera and stuff, and there's like the sound guy, he has to control the microphones, he has to make sure that like every single thing, like for instance, if I tap the table, if I step on the ground, there is a certain sound effect that follows as well. Like imagine that the amount of detail of work that goes in, and you are also renting the equipment that we have. Now, Naveen, on the table right now, if you have to, guys, okay, if you want to see the equipment, make sure you have to go onto YouTube and watch the video, right? So on the camera, on the table right now, we have like how much, tell me how expensive are these stuff on the table over here, and like how much you've spent over the years, man.
Okay, so like basically, this is my life, right?
It is our lives,
this is my instrument of expression,
right? And your money maker, not your face.
Yeah.
The real money maker.
So I have the 50 mm here, right? So
Standard, everyone should have
standard 50 mm, right? This lens, it is to basically focus on details, right? Your eyes, your fucking nose, your fucking acne and shit, right? 18 to 135 mm. This is basically a telescopic lens, right? So basically, if you're into wildlife, it's a fucking good lens, You can just fucking stay here and they give me a fucking tiger.
You guys should actually really follow his YouTube his Instagram page. There's a lot of amazing photos that he has taken, right? And make sure you guys check it out. Really, I'm not saying this because he's like on the podcast right now and I want him to like me. I really think it's really good, okay? So like how much is the lens, man? You just told me. Okay, the lens alone only, okay, guys? How much is it?
So the lens itself,
what lens is this, man?
This is Sigma 18 to 35, alright? It's basically the OP lens, alright?
Yep.
And the lens, it's more expensive than the body.
Wow.
Alright?
Right.
You can buy a body for like 1,005, right?
Right.
And the lens, it can go up to about 9K, 10K, 20K, 40K,
Right.
So for me, I like everything that you see here, alright? I have to thank my parents for it, you know, because they have actually helped me so much.
Mm.
Like without them, this wouldn't have been possible.
man.
You know, I have to credit them.
Yep. Like, how much are the rest of these, man? Like-
So this is about 300 ringgit. This is about 600 ringgit.
Right.
This lens over here, it's about 2k.
Ah, damn it. Like, you know.
It's crazy, you know.
Yeah, so like you remember, like, you know, like there's all other things like the tripod. Like the tripod that I'm filming this on is about 600 ringgit, and it's not like a even like famous brand or anything. So they can go for much more like expensive. And like what you call this stuff, like he sold me his gimbal, basically the Feiyu A2000. That's about close to 1,600. For those that don't know what a gimbal is, this is like a gimbal for mobile phones, the Osmo 3 mobile. So this basically keeps like your image stable. Like, you know, like if you use your hands, it's like shaky and stuff. So this basically keeps those, like, you know, if you want to like run together with someone and then you want to get the shot stable and not like go all over the place, you need to use one of these. Like even this is like 450, and this is for mobile phones. And the game is crazy, man. And one more thing that I realized about basically filmmaking or photography, that technically you never feel that it's enough equipment.
You know, like that is the reason why I have stopped drinking. Right, it's because I've spent so much money on
You
this.
heard that, kids? How to get out of drugs is to get into photography or videography, because that probably will drain all your money and you have no money for drugs and alcohol.
I have to express my frustration.
What
Joel.
frustration
Okay,
is that,
so
man?
the thing is, like, I have to talk about okay, so like making videos for our like clients, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it is the problem. It is like probably the hardest thing to do, because you know why? Like people think that like this work
It's easy.
It is easy.
Nah, man.
And it is
It's not easy.
and it is cheap, you know. And you know, like, okay, for me, when I first started out, right? Yeah. And for me, I would still call myself a beginner,
Right.
not being humble, but because I know that there are a lot of people better than me, right? I'm just trying like things out. I'm basically just
Trying to chase your dreams and
yeah,
work things
and
out.
I'm just trying to experiment, you know, as much as I can.
Right.
So like, yeah, so like people think that this is an easy and a cheap work, you know, and like my client in the past, right, for a music video, right, he asked me to lower it to about 100 ringgit.
Oh my god,
I
man.
swear by God.
Oh my god.
100
Might as well do it for free.
All right, 100 ringgit. And I was like, sir, I cannot do that, you know, because number one, I'm dedicating my entire day for you. Number two, the equipments, they cost a bomb, right? And number three, that
Right.
includes editing as well. 100 bucks
Yeah.
for everything, man.
Yeah, man. That's just ridiculous, you know. And I just can't imagine being paid that much. I would straight up just say like, look, I will do it for free, lah. You know, if let's say it's like, you know, look, if straight up people can't pay my fee, I'm not sure if that's my friend, I will probably do it for free. And I wouldn't make a money from that. But this is like the thing, you know, like it's no people have no idea what goes into making a film. Like, you know, like for me and him, like when we watch a film, we are thinking like, oh my god, what did they do in order to use this? They must have used this crane, they must have used this red camera,
What goes on behind the
RE
scenes,
Alexa,
yeah.
what goes on behind the scenes, and we can break it down and we roughly know like, oh my god, the amount of money that's spent on this short film is it's like insane, or this film is insane.
Surprisingly,
Right.
I said yes. I said yes. Why? Because I was still like studying out, right?
Right.
And I didn't know the pricing and all that.
Right.
And I was like, you know, man, 100 bucks. You know, I'm not even like, you know, I'm not even like recovering any money of mine that I've
Right.
spent on all
Right.
of my you know, fucking like lenses and body. You know. And I was like, shit, like this guy, he's fucking taking me for a ride. You know, but I have no choice. I need some money. You know, because I was broke.
Yep.
And for me, you know, I just have this like this fucking principle, you know, that I've strongly abided for this past few years.
Technically, what you've done, you've actually like, okay, even I in the
Yeah.
beginning, I did a lot of things for. I mean, everyone I think so in the industry probably starts off really underpaid or not paid at all.
Yeah.
Like for myself, I mean, I can talk from my behalf of like, okay, I start off with graphic designing.
Yeah.
So if you guys see all these posters, like all these things for KOPI Talk and stuff, you know, I do graphic design, and at the beginning I did it for free, and I learned it out myself. I opened YouTube and I just basically copy after that, and you know, and I did things for free. And later on, like these people, like they started paying me and they started introducing me, and I built up my portfolio. Like in the beginning, yes, you have to suffer. You have
to have a portfolio.
yeah,
to
you have to
succeed.
have a portfolio. So I know for a fact that you gotta like you need to have that portfolio there in order for you to charge anything. Like if you don't have like a portfolio, how are you gonna show like what your clients what you have? So like the guy that probably made you charge you that 100 ringgit for that portfolio, it's fine. It's okay. Like okay for the time now being lah. But if he comes to you now and he asks you to do for $100, I would slap your face, man. I would slap your face. If not, you better slap your own face.
Like definitely, not now because obviously I know the market price, right?
Right.
And most importantly.
No, but you see, when you charge, when you charge the price, like when you charge the price for a certain product or certain film, like it depends. Like there's no such thing as a market price, I would say lah. It's depending on the budget. Like okay, if the guy
how much of like work you put in.
Yeah, exactly. If I need to hire actors, wouldn't it go up the cost, the price?
And the client doesn't have to do any work.
Yeah,
he just sits there, or he or she, sorry.
Right.
So they just sit there and they just okay.
Yeah, I mean like they have to provide they have to pay for the actors, they have to pay for the basically even the meals for the cast and crew also. There is something also that people don't even think about. So those are things that all of us, that in the film industry, that I think it's a pain in the ass because people don't know what goes into it. But like I said, we were talking earlier, it was like portfolio. So my portfolio is pretty good as it is right now, and steadily over the years I've increased my price more and more because I get more confident, because I got clients like these days. I got like clients that are like international companies that are very well known, they're well established, and they hire me. So that's like that's like where I am right now. And I'm basically slowly getting better and better pay. I'm doing personal training right now to supplement it, but in the long run, I would really hope to basically turn this into a career whereby I can just do filmmaking in general. Fitness is going to be always a part of my life.
Man, that is a dream come true.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, for anyone in our industry who doesn't want to basically earn money from this alone, isn't it? Yeah.
Indeed.
So is there anything that you wanted to elaborate on about filmmaking that we already covered the topics of the frustration, the hard part about being in the industry, our frustrations with basically people not understanding our equipment and all this, and the joys of basically making a film I think so.
Okay, so I would say that many people, they think they can do this work, right? So basically they think buying an expensive camera, buying an expensive lens would do it all. But hey buddy, that's not the truth. It doesn't work out that way. You need skills that it takes years, bro. It takes
Develop,
years. Yeah. Because why? Focus. Man, anyone can autofocus, but manual focus it takes a long time, right? So for me, sometimes I just sit in my room, from morning to night, right? I don't even I just have my breakfast and that's it, I just sit and I'm just like, fuck, what can I do to actually make my image better, right? So I play with settings, and it takes forever. And like recently, I tried video editing as well. So that is just hard, bro. I mean, like, I've
done more of those now.
Yeah, obviously, So that is hard because, man, video editing and like compared to like photo editing is different.
Yeah.
Photo is just like, a photo is there, right? You just edit the exposure and all that.
Easy, basically a picture is a one frame.
Exactly.
A movie is like multiple frames,
And you must remember, in scenes, lighting changes, right?
Yes, right.
Right. So because lighting changes, you have to like ensure that every part is steady. So the color is the same throughout the entire.
Yep, exactly. That's called color grading for you guys if you don't know the technical term. Yeah, so there's a lot of like to master. I mean, like even I think so. People would say even they're very deep in the industry, they're still learning. Even though they are very successful in the industry, they're always in a process of learning because it's a broad spectrum of things that you need to master in the filmmaking. Like I said, there's sound, there's color, there's composition. There's the mastering the equipment. Rarely in filmmaking someone is like good at all of it.
No one is perfect. You
Yeah.
see? But the thing is, like in the end of the day, like for me, right, when I talked about my views and likes and all that, right, like now, right, I am sitting here. I do not care about any of that anymore, right? But what I do care about is my content.
Mm-hmm.
Is it real?
Yep.
Is it basically me?
Right.
right? I do not want to be fake. I do not want. You see, okay, for me, okay, maybe I'm a sadist lah. Okay, so I like to see people cry. All right, like because basically my posts they are you can say they are very emotional.
Right.
So
Low power. Please charge.
Oh dear. If you hear that, actually that's my speaker. So I'm so sorry for that, guys. I'm gonna off it right now.
Oh, we can say.
Hey, go ahead, talk, man.
Okay. So as I was saying, oh shit, I forgot like what I was about to say.
Now we're talking about your followers and stuff, man.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, like content, right? For me, I have to make sure that everything I do is from me, right? There's no influence from anyone else, and like as I said, like people, like they come up to me and they're like, hey man, why isn't your content like anyone else? Why isn't it? Because we are trying to be different.
Right. That's right,
We are trying our best to stand out.
Right.
And this is basically me standing out because hey man, you have to know that the world is harsh.
Right. Exactly.
Right. I put it out there because I've experienced it. Right. But I can't say that I've experienced it all. Right. But as life goes on, it will come.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So I think we're gonna put a pause on our podcast just for today. And I want to thank Navin so much for coming on board onto my podcast. Alright, bro, do you want to plug in anything? Because this is the site where I let my guests come in and plug in their Instagrams, perhaps their businesses or anything. Like you told me you were selling stuff or anything.
Yeah. So like the thing is like for me, I also got into like reptiles, right? So you can follow Ace of Snakes. Right, Ace of Snakes is number 1. Number 2, follow my Instagram page, Navin Bhat. That is where the set content is.
Right.
So before you open it, be ready.
Yep. So guys, alright, thank you so much for watching this episode. Listening to this episode. Okay, and it's available on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. So remember, if you love the show, make sure you share it with your friends, your families, your co-workers, your reptiles, and anyone to listen to our podcast. So thanks again for a podcast from the heart of Ipoh Mali, Ipoh boys. Okay guys, thank you for listening. Bye. Alright, done.